Okay, here we are. It's the Suicide Squad review. Just got a showing about, give or take half an hour or so. Uh, right off the bat, some of the good points in the movie. I liked they used a lot of DC mythology in this. They opened up at Belle Reve. They actually made reference to Batman Superman right at the opening too, where Waller's in the restaurant pitching the idea for the Suicide Squad. There's a guy outside selling Superman Memorial T-shirts. They also mentioned metahumans right off the bat. And when they start introducing the prospective members of the Suicide Squad, there's like these sort of roll cards that come up with their stats and everything. Unfortunately, that's where some of the flaws begin to show up a little bit. For example, Deadshot has a daughter. I don't remember Deadshot having a daughter in the comics. It seems to be in my mind that maybe he did somewhere along the line, but I can't completely say that. It's then that Batman makes an appearance as they flash back to Deadshot being caught. He's actually Christmas shopping with his daughter, and Batman arrives, and his daughter basically gets in the way and says, "Don't shoot, just turn yourself in, please." And he acquiesces to it. They then got Harley Quinn's origin, and they didn't quite do the New 52 origin for Harley Quinn. If you don't know, when DC did their relaunch, they changed Harley Quinn's origin a little bit. They had her getting in acid bath, much like the Joker, and in the comics, Joker pushed her into the acid bath. In this one, she's more of a willing participant. He manipulates her. The Joker's really kind of he's not as manic as the Joker is usually depicted. He's a little more subtle sometimes. It left me feeling pretty cold, I'll tell you that right now. Also, with Harley Quinn, they say she's wanted for the murder of Robin, so I guess either she participated with the Joker in killing Robin, or she killed Robin outright. Also, they say Harley Quinn's crazier than the Joker, and I'm not buying that, not even in this. Even with as muted as the Joker was, I'm not buying that Harley Quinn was crazier. Also, you'd think that Harley Quinn was going to set up to be the scene stealer in this, but really, all of her quippy lines are in the trailer, so a lot of them just really aren't that shocking. Then Captain Boomerang comes up. One of the jokes is apparently his big fetish is pink unicorns, but really that kind of goes nowhere. Although they do show Boomerang getting caught, and it's another Flash appearance. Boomerang's robbing a diamond exchange. He starts trying to leave. You see this kind of lightning bolt show up behind him, and then suddenly the Flash is there. He's like, "You never really learn, do you?" And he just tackles him. We then get El Diablo's origin a bit. It's actually also fully extended a little later. Basically, he was a criminal. He was married with kids. He was trying to provide a better life for them. His wife did not fully approve. They get into an argument. He kind of loses control of his powers and winds up killing his whole family, so he turns himself in. Croc really doesn't get much of an origin. It's just he was born this way, so he's lived in the sewers his whole life. The Enchantress, it's pretty much the same thing from the comics, except there's this thing about if you control the heart of the Enchantress, which was apparently separate from where the Enchantress was stored, you can control the Enchantress. There's a wrinkle onto that later. Another real complaint in this, the film was really, really dark. And I don't mean dark like, dark as in tone. I mean dark as in poorly lit. I had trouble seeing it. Even more trouble than Batman's Superman. Rick Flag, he's sort of, the leader of the Suicide Squad, and they stick to his origin in the comics. They even talk about how back in World War II there was something similar to the Suicide Squad because it was the military, and that's what's in the comics too. The original Suicide Squad was led by Rick Flag Sr., this would be Rick Flag Jr., so that was actually a pretty nice touch. It's then revealed that the Enchantress apparently had a brother of some kind. They never name what the brother is. It's just the brother. She unleashes her brother and makes him possess another guy, and then they start working together on building a machine to destroy humanity. it's then that they assemble the Suicide Squad to stop the Enchantress, and it's then that Katana and Slipknot show up. They really don't get any origins. In fact, pretty much right off the bat, Slipknot's killed, so yeah, he served no real purpose at all in this. Anyway, this machine, it sort of allows the Enchantress to kind of possess people and turn them into these sort of creature soldiers. They're kind of hard to describe. They're not in the trailers at all. At least I don't think they are. They're basically these kind of like boil-covered slime creatures, although they're not really slimy in the strictest sense of the term. Anyway, as this is happening, the Joker is actually trying to come after and free Harley Quinn. He actually gets to a prison guard at Belle Reve and bribes him to slip Harley a phone, which he communicates with her saying, "I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you." As they're battling against the soldiers, they call them soldiers, the Enchantress, they basically fight all their way to this one building that's called the Ostrander Building. It's actually named after John Ostrander, who wrote the first Suicide Squad comics, so good thing there. It turns out that it was a mission to rescue Waller because that was where her headquarters were. I will say this about Amanda Waller, Viola Davis. She was actually pretty good in the role. It's what you kind of expect, where you never really know her motivations. Sometimes she's good, sometimes she's bad, but I wouldn't say she's as good as CCH Pounder in the animated features, either Justice League or the couple times she's shown up in the animated movies, but it wasn't terrible. Anyway, as that happens, that's when the Joker arrives. He frees Harley. She manages to run off. Somehow, like all the Suicide Squad members have these devices implanted in their necks. Basically, they trigger the device and it blows up and it kills them instantly. Except Harley's doesn't work for some reason. I'm guessing he managed to, the bribed security guard at the prison managed to slip a dummy device into Harley. I'm guessing that's how it goes. Waller orders Deadshot to kill Harley. He shoots but intentionally misses. So Waller has the Joker's chopper shot down. And that's where this leads. And then kind of after that, it's sort of revealed that Rick Flag and June Moore, who is the woman that the Enchantress possessed, were in a relationship, and that's what they were going after. And basically, this kind of leads to a minor breakup, and that's where you get the scene in the bar where they're all drinking, except that scene in the trailer that you've all seen where they're drinking, you know, Deadshot orders a whiskey, Croc orders a beer, and Diablo just orders water, and they're like, oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, that scene's not in the movie. So why was it so prominently featured in the trailer? I hate when they do that. Anyway, Diablo kind of went... it's then that Flag kind of comes in, and he basically deactivates all the devices and tells them they're free to go, but eventually they sort of have a change of heart and decide to help him take down the Enchantress. Basically, in the scuffle, they get the brother... Diablo kind of fully powers up, and he has like this big, flaming, not quite devil form. I would almost say more like an Aztec god type form, and they're fighting with the brother. They never say what the brother is, so I'm just calling him the brother. They fight. They get him over to the spot where they had a charge placed. They explode it. They kill the brother. Unfortunately, Diablo winds up sacrificing himself in the process. They then fight with the Enchantress a bit. They manage to hold their own. It's enough to earn the Enchantress's respect. She says, "If you join me, I will let you live, and everyone else will die. And I will grant you all your wishes." And, you know, Deadshot wants to see his daughter. Harley has this weird fantasy where she and the Joker are completely normal, and they're married, and they have kids. Of course, at this point, it's thought that the Joker's dead. They don't really say the Joker's dead, but something happens, because Harley approaches and she says, "If you bring back my pudding, I'll join you." But what she doesn't realize is she's actually standing over Katana's katana, or one of Katana's katanas. Yeah, sorry. And she sweeps in and cuts out Enchantress's heart, which he had been rebonded with at some point. I couldn't remember exactly when, but she cuts out the Enchantress's heart, and that depowers the Enchantress enough that Rick Flag winds up killing her. But it's also enough to return June Moore back to being a full human. And basically, Waller then comes out because Waller had been kidnapped, and they siphoned off a lot of information from her, but that doesn't matter anymore because she's dead. Sorry, I'm a little over there. And, excuse me, Waller basically says, yeah, you only got 10 years shaved off your prison sentences, by the way. It's like, no, we want more. And so it's like, okay. She allows Deadshot a brief visitation with his daughter. She allows Killer Croc to get a TV. Harley Quinn gets an espresso machine for her big private cell. And Boomerang gets nothing, I guess because he didn't ask for anything. And then, basically right before the end credits, the Joker shows up and breaks Harley out of prison. And then the credits roll, and then there's a mid-roll scene where Waller is talking to Bruce Wayne, and she gives him files. I believe it's on Wonder Woman, Flash, and Aquaman. I didn't quite see the first one. I think it was meant to be Wonder Woman. I couldn't quite tell. And that was kind of it. Overall, this was kind of a mixed bag with me. I liked a lot of parts of this movie. Pretty good action throughout most of it. Well directed in the choreography of the fight scenes and everything. Margot Robbie is pretty good as Harley Quinn, but again, all of her best lines are in the trailers for this, so it was kind of hard to say it really built too much on after that. I liked that the misdirect with Enchantress, that she was meant to, that you led to believe that she was part of the team when really she was kind of the enemy. It was kind of nice with the Batman. They actually worked in the Batman cameos in the Flash. The whole scene with Batman riding in the car, that's him bringing in, or going after Joker and Harley. It then crashes into the Gotham River. Joker somehow escapes, but Harley gets catapulted through the windshield, and Batman ends up kind of rescuing her in the process, but she ends up going to jail, and that's how she winds up in prison. Like I said, Viola Davis's Waller was pretty good. The guy who played Rick Flag was okay. Will Smith's Deadshot was pretty good. But really, I mean, it wasn't spectacular by any stretch of the imagination. The score was, there really wasn't a score. It was all these classic songs. They had, obviously, they didn't do Ballroom Blitz. They did do Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. They did Real Slim Shady for some reason. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Oh, God, what was the other one they did? You Don't Own Me. There's one other one at the beginning. House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. Yeah, like I said, I like those songs, but God, they were just all throughout this movie. It kind of, when I said I wanted kind of a rock and roll rollicking adventure, I didn't mean I wanted constant rock music through the whole thing. Like, they were trying really, really hard to be Guardians of the Galaxy in my book. Like I said, it wasn't bad. I'm not really bagging on it too much, but it was very serviceable. I'm just going to give this a C. I would say it's probably the, I don't know if I put it the best. I would say Man of Steel was probably the best of the DC, these new DC Universe movies, but I'd put it ahead of Dawn of Justice. I'll say that. Okay, trailers now. Just a sec here. Yep, right here. Trailers. Got a lot of repeat trailers. Again, it's late in the summer. You're not getting a lot of the spectacular ones now. We got Mechanic Resurrection again. I know I had that one. I think it was before Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as I recall. We got Morgan again. We got Sausage Party again. The first of our new trailers, we got Don't Breathe. Sort of caper horror movie. These people try to rob a blind guy, but he actually winds up... It turns out he's sort of like a trained special ops guy, and he can fight back a bit, and basically he shuts off all the lights, so they wind up being just as blind as he is. War Dogs again, and then the Magnificent Seven trailer. That was the other new one we got. Looked okay. I'd probably just wait till DVD or video or Netflix or whatever. Like I said, nothing really spectacular with these. It's late in the summer. You're not exactly getting the cream of the crop trailers anymore, so yeah. Okay, well, next video up is going to be the random trade review on Last Days of Animal Man. Sorry. Oh, mind blanked a bit there. Last Days of Animal Man. And, well, that's going to kind of be it for a while. I'm still stuck in the middle of Season 2 of Daredevil. I'm going to try to get that finished. I don't know if I'll do a video on that or not. Likewise, I'm kind of stuck in the middle of the first season of Supergirl. I'm going to try to get that finished. I'm going to try to finish up Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., get that all set up for the new season, which will be coming up in maybe a little over a month with a lot of these shows. Except for Daredevil, obviously that's done, but I'm trying to think of it. Is it Luke Cage or is it Jessica Jones that's on after that? Or Season 2 of Jessica Jones or Season 1 of Luke Cage, and then I think it's Iron Fist. I mean, they're all kind of coming out around the same time there, so that's going to be kind of unique. See you all next time.